And given that the law sort of allows women to just file these false abuses when the husband does not abuse a woman, but this is her only way to self-petition, do you believe the law has flaws and has to be changed somehow?
Well, not the law, but maybe this unit in Vermont needs to work more careful.
Do you think that it would improve, for the false abuse petitions? I mean, there's got to be some. Do you feel that if the Vermont Service Center allowed the petitioned against spouse, if he could present his evidence,
It's very dangerous. Sometimes it's important for this petition for this process to be confidential, because if it's a real abuse going on, there are murders. When it was a case here in Kings County, when the husband learned about his wife filing an I-360 petition and he killed her. And there are cases like that. It's not just one story.
Well, I've actually heard a number of cases, where men are aware that this is probably happening.
Mm-hmm.
If they had heard this for whatever source, maybe even suspected it, if they were to present their side of the story, say, could be any number of evidences that they might have, would this help the Vermont Service Center have them reach a more fair decision, or what's your feeling on that?
I don't think so.
Why?
Maybe the Vermont Service Center can investigate privately, asking, I don't know, whatever they do, but not, I mean, if you're talking like in court, I have plaintiff and defendant, and each one is presenting their story. It's very dangerous, in an abuse situation. Why? Especially physical abuse involving children.
Well, like I said, I've heard a number of cases. I'll just give you some examples. The wife leaves her diary behind with her plan in it, to set the guy up.
Mm-hmm.
Another wife's marriage is annulled because she was married to someone else in another country and married her next husband, but that wasn't going through. Just on and on like that. Some of the stuff gets pretty wild, as you probably could imagine, But the husband doesn't give this to the Vermont Service Center, so that they don't know if the marriage has been annulled because of bigamy upon the petitioner's part. They don't know about the evidence that she has in her own handwriting in regards that she was using this only in her own words to get the green card, Not allowing the presenting of that evidence, with that Vermont Service Center being working in the dark at that point?
No, it's some confusion here, sure. Because the 360 process is confidential, but immigration is how this all started, right? For the wife to get green card, the husband files I-130 petition.
Yeah.
He can withdraw this petition at any time and present any evidence he would like to. And this is a original petition, okay? So, for example, if the husband has any evidence, then the wife is, trying to do something fraudulent, right? Or set him up, as you said. He can present all kind of evidence. He can hire an investigator. He can do number of things. Besides, he can get some real proofs that there is a fraud going on, and he can send it to, he sent it to the service center where he filed his petition.
Do they listen to that?
What?
Do they, in your experience?
Of course they do. Yes, yes.
Now, do they notify the Vermont Service Center, or it doesn't matter at that point?
Actually, for example, if the petitioner lives in New York, he filed his original I-130 petition with Vermont. So it goes to Vermont too. So Vermont has those documents.
he lives in, say, the Nebraska Service Center or the California Service Center, Texas, whatever,
Right.
they would get it. Now, would they necessarily forward
Well,
that?
if there is a finding of fraud, it's on the computer. It doesn't matter where you live.
So the question is, I guess the question I have would be is that even though she gets her I-360 approved, that doesn't mean her green card is approved.
Not yet. She needs to, they usually schedule an interview and they ask all kind of questions. They ask for original full documents.
So that's done at the local service centers?
Yes.
I see. So in other words, if there is fraud, then that's where he would present it to that level, then she, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you hear many cases like that, or is it pretty
I
unfair?
did.
Yeah.
Is it true that after I-360 is approved, and as you said, she's in the removal status, and then there is a immigration court, man abusers are barred from coming to the immigration court.
Okay, I'm confused by the question. So the 360 get approved, but she's in removal proceeding?
360 is approved, and well, say then the next step. What is the next step? Well, actually,
After the approval?
Yeah, after the approval of 360, what is the procedure? Just
The procedure is his case gets sent to the local service center, and then immigration conducts an interview. They ask for all kind of documents, and sometimes they ask lots of questions to find out if the claim was legitimate to begin with. And then, if everything is all right, this person gets her permanent residency status.
Is a man allowed to be in this court?
Well, it's not the court, it's just procedure. No, abuser, the husband may never find out about this whole procedure.
Earlier, you mentioned something about the court where a husband can present his evidence. Is there anywhere that a husband can present evidence, or he cannot present evidence nowhere?
Well, not in the I-360 petition, but again, he can file, if he has some information about his wife, any useful information, or especially if it's fraud, he can file it in his local service center, or he can send it to a service center where he filed his original petition for his wife. And I'm sure it would be very carefully reviewed.